Hello, everybody. My name is Finian
And I'm Andrew.
And our project is computer object tracking and pursuit through intermittent image processing.
So our basic project goals and guidelines was to split it up. We have a scribbler robot, which is very limited in use. It has, as mentioned before, a flip board, which has a camera, IR sensors, obstacle sensors, and others, various items that let us communicate with it, as well as send signals to it. And so our main primary goal was to get a scribbler and get it to follow dynamically, image process a ball, and follow that accordingly.
So our procedures and methodology. First thing we needed to do was take an image of a scribbler's environment. After we took this image, we needed to analyze it, break it down, and find out where in that image the object we were trying to track was. After we found where that object was, we would have to adjust the scribbler's orientation so it was now facing towards that object and move towards it.
And so our software was basically the Calico environment over here, as shown in the picture, and we used the Python language. This Python is really nice because it's very dynamic. It's an interpretive computer language, and it's very easy to program and work with to communicate with the scribbler. But the Myra library was another story. We had no encoders. So we couldn't get perfect angles on our scribblers ever. So we had to work ways around that.
We had to spend a lot of time calibrating turn degrees.
Yeah. And also our hardware, as mentioned before, it's an IPRE flip board as well as a scribbler. Here's an IPRE flip board, and here's the camera, here's obstacle sensors, and some IR sensors over here and here. We didn't use those except for the obstacle sensors and the camera itself, just so that our robot would not hit walls, and also if it detects the wall in front of it, it will turn around, and it will keep on turning till it finds the yellow ball and track it.
One of the main aspects of our project was to find a way to efficiently track an object using the limited hardware of the flip board. Flip board does not have a very good processor, thus it can't really handle a lot of images at once. Probably a frame rate of about 1 frame every 2 seconds. So we needed to find a way to make the scribbler be able to track an object with that ridiculously low frame rate.
And so here's some of our sample code. I need to zoom in.
Our sample code has 2 main components. The first is the actual image processing component. This works by taking the image and then checking every single pixel. Any pixel that is not the color of the tennis ball, which is the object we were tracking in our test runs, becomes white. And any pixel that has the color of the tennis ball becomes black. This simplifies the image into a binary image consisting of only 2 colors, which is much easier to analyze. After we have this binary image, the program runs a check on how many black pixels are in the left side of the image and how many black pixels are in the right side of the image. And then it adds each of these values to a different counter, counter 1 and counter 2. Based on which counter has more pixels, the scribbler will then turn and face in that direction or the other direction. And the second part of our sample code.
Yeah, the second part is basically using the counters, is turning. And what we did was split up our image per se. Here. We basically divided this image into 5 parts, and as you can see, here's a tennis ball, and here's our binary converged version of it. And we split up into 5 parts, and depending on where the concentration average of the black pixels were, we made it turn accordingly and start going forward. And our video demo was an error. I don't know what's wrong.
I promise it works. We spent 2 hours calibrating various RGB values. We promise it works. Challenges. Our video demo did not work enough. One of the biggest, first challenge we encountered was Calico cannot effectively load 2 Scribbler robots at the same time. Supposedly it can do this, but we actually tried it and we had errors with COM port connections and such.
Also, we have to sacrifice a lamb every day for our scribbler to work properly.
Yeah, that was pretty tough.
Really tough. Well, that
Results, the Scribbler did work, and it was able to track the tennis ball, adjust its position, move towards the tennis ball, recalculate where the tennis ball was after we moved it, adjust its position, move towards the tennis ball. So it did work the way we wanted it to. We were not able to make it work as fast as we wanted it to, but that was really just, again, a hardware limitation. We got it to do what we wanted it to do. It just didn't do it with the speed of like a Xeon Pi processor. Yes.
So possible applications other than drone fugitive tracking, dangerous environment navigation, intruder detection, or you can add on to this like chasing your brothers around with the scribbler, or even stalking if you're into that kind of stuff.
Your target's favorite color in their wardrobe, and away you go.
And so we'd like to specially thank Professor Ryancaster and Professor Kurt. I really can't pronounce your last name.
And Shirley and all the TAs, especially
TAs.
Chris. Oh,
Chris helped us a lot. Thank you, Chris.
Most importantly, we would like to thank the Scribbler robot for not bailing on us when we needed it the most, because those things are really iffy, guys. Like, half the time, you're just trying to get the Scribbler to connect to your computer so you can work with it. Now, like Professor Kastner said, there are no questions. So, thank you very much.